Hello, today we're going to be going over workout mistakes to avoid. So these are going to be mistakes that actually I've encountered myself where I messed up and it set me back. So I want to share those with you so hopefully you can avoid them and learn from my mistakes in this. So I actually am just, let me start this way. So we're not talking about small mistakes here. We're not talking about little things that are maybe suboptimal, like you could be getting a little bit more out of your workouts in a particular way. All these are things that are leading into injury, all right? So injury is the biggest thing in your workout you want to avoid. You don't want to get injured because that's going to set you back the most out of everything. I actually hurt my back just this last week, and I can tell you about what I did and how I plan to avoid that in the future. I've had injuries in the past. I want to talk about those too and some of the strategies I've done to help reduce injury and how I'm going to continue to change things to reduce injury too. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and can stay happy and healthy working towards your goals. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the chat. If you have anything that you've done that works well for you, I'd love to hear it. Maybe it's something that I could help apply to myself too. Because the whole goal is to do this where you're making progress without injuring yourself, without hurting yourself. So first thing I want to talk about is in the past what I've done back when I was training in martial arts. So back when I was training for my black belt, I had a major injury to my knee. I was training so hard. I was Monday through Friday training 5 days a week. On top of that, this is back when I was a teenager, I was also in basketball. So I was training 3 times a week for that as well. And I was overtraining so much and training so frequently, I was not giving myself any rest days. So this is what I think is one of the big mistakes in working out. Not giving your body time to recover between workouts. So I was pushing so hard that I actually damaged a bone in my knee. I had what's called Osgood-Schlatter's disease. Now, that's a mouthful, don't worry about it. What it is it's the muscle pulls so hard on the bone that it actually damages the bone. The quad muscles in my knee pulled so hard. So I actually have an extra bone piece here because of that's not on my right side, and that's a permanent piece of bone in my knee that's there on my left. And I had to take 4 months off of any running or jumping, no martial arts, no basketball for 4 months. And so as you can imagine, that set me back really far in my training. I had to come back and basically start over getting the speed and power and retraining in those sports. If I had to do it now, and here's what I'd recommend for you guys too, if you're working out, give yourself break days where you're working out on a Monday, you don't work out again till Wednesday, and then Friday to give yourself a day between of rest. And that's what I found gave my body more time to recover between, so I was able to not work out while I was sore. That is what I found works well for me, and hopefully it works well for you too, where we're not going so frequently where your body can't recover from the last workout. It's sort of like building a house. Imagine your body is a house. You come in, you break down a wall to remodel, and then while you're trying to rebuild that wall, you break it down again from another workout. In this metaphor, the demolition would be the workout, and then the rebuilding is the rest time. So that would be silly, we wouldn't do that, but sometimes it's very easy to push yourself and think, oh, I have to do this, the good part is working out, but where you actually gain muscle and build strength is the rest time after the workout, where your body's recovering from it. You're causing a change, or you're starting that change during the workout, but you're reaping the benefit outside the workout. So that's what I've tried to adjust to not go so hard into that workout, not push myself so hard into it where I don't give myself the rest time I need. Now, the thing that happened this last week though, I was working out on this bench. I was doing incline sit-ups. So that's where you're like this. I can't show you right now because I actually hurt my back and it still hurts. So I was laying on the bench on an incline and then doing sit-ups or crunches upwards. And for some reason in my mind, I had a number I was trying to hit. And this is the second big mistake I would recommend not doing, is setting a number for yourself of like, oh, I have to hit this number or I'm not doing well enough. Because I pushed myself so hard in doing that, trying to, let's say, hit 10. Can't remember the exact number of reps, but I think it was somewhere around 10. So I got to 10, I could barely get to that 10th rep. So by the third set, it was at the end of my workout, I was tired. The muscles in my back slipped and gave out and put pressure on that nerve, in that sciatic nerve down in my low back. And now that nerve is inflamed. I can't do any lifting for at least another week. So I set myself back a week by going too intense on the workout. There's actually evidence to show too that going too under your max, or what's called RER, or reps in reserve. So RIR, the going underneath that actually gets you just as good on muscle growth, if not better, because you can continue to work out at that level without breaking down your muscle so much, breaking down your body so much. And that's where injury occurs, when we break that down, when we have that fatigue set in. Now you want to push hard, but maybe instead of going for that 10 reps, if you can do 10 and that's all you could do, that's your maximum amount, try for 8 instead. So you're 2 underneath that. So that's what I should have done, is stop at 8, say that's a level I can control. I'm still building muscle, I'm still getting fatigue, but I'm not pushing myself so far over where I'm pushing myself into that injury level. And if I had done that, I probably would be able to be working out this week normally. So hopefully that helps you guys learn from my mistake. Don't push yourself up into that where you're maximizing, where you can't control the movement anymore. Or I see this a lot in someone coming into the gym, and let me know if you've seen someone do this too, or if you've done this yourself. I've done this before, I will admit, where you go in, you see a new machine you want to try, you take that pin out of the machine, you put it all the way to the bottom of the weight stack, then you try and it's really hard, even if that first one. So that's too heavy. You've pushed yourself too high in the intensity, and you either need to drop the weight, or if you're doing so many reps that you just can't even control the movement anymore, you've gone too far. You want to go underneath that to reduce that risk of injury. There are things like good technique will get you a long way for reducing injury, but good technique plus fatigue usually brings down that technique. So all of us tend to break down in technique as we get tired. So that would be the important thing, is not only lift with good technique, but also don't push yourself so far that you stop being able to control the movement, where your joints aren't able to stabilize and where you could eventually lead into an injury. So hopefully that helps. I would love to hear from you guys. Have you found something that works well for you for maintaining health in the gym, to keep you coming back each time? Because I find people pushing themselves too hard, or one of two people, and I'm the second one of these. The first one is they push themselves so hard, they feel like, oh man, this hurts, I don't like doing it, and I'm not coming back. And they come in once to the gym, they leave, they never come back. That's one person. The other person says, oh, this hurts, I must be doing something, I should push myself into this and really get the most I can out of it. But they push themselves so hard they end up being like me and injuring myself. So we don't want to be either one of those people. We want to be that Goldilocks in the middle, where it's not too hard, not too easy, and right in the middle where it's just a little bit challenging to slowly build up that strength, build up that progress, where you can keep coming back and doing it again and again. So hopefully that helped you guys. So to go over it, make sure you're training frequently enough, but with rest days in between, and to challenge yourself and overload a little bit, but not so much that you're pushing yourself into that high fatigue injury range. So hope that helps, and see you guys next time.